What up, Earthlings? Um, so I was being shown something today, and I just wanted to share it because it was kind of funny and it gave me a little compassion for everyone, including myself, right? So I was throwing a little bit of a tantrum in my head. I mean, not really, but I was just like fed up with the fucking world. I'm like, I can't even stand it right now. Um, I just can't even stand it. So anyway, I was kind of given a vision of me, and it's during like a lot of things in my life. It's almost embarrassing, but like I don't really care anymore. Sometimes when I go into a memory that I hadn't really examined, I'm like, oh my God, holy shit, like that was me acting unconsciously, just, going with the flow, whether the flow was like a flow of garbage or what, it was still flowing. Even if it's sewage, it still flows. But anyway, the water still moves. There's something in that too. But so, it was an image of me at different stages of my life where I was unhappy, right? And in the image, I'm like, I don't like that. They're doing something I don't like. They're doing something I don't like. Excuse me, they're doing something I don't like. And the vision, because my guides are kind of assholes, and like I think they know they need to be a little extra to make a point with me, until it was like shrieking, right? I mean, like I can't even do it. Like, because in my vision, I mean, it was like, I mean, I was all fucked up and like all red and stomping and screaming, and I looked fucking crazy. They're doing something I don't like. And I was like, wow, that's what I was doing, isn't it? Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. And that's kind of what I feel like is going on right now. Like there's a lot of pointing out what we don't like, right? And I'm not, and the reason it gave me compassion is because that's where I was, and that's what I was doing, and I haven't put a whole lot of thought into what else we can do, right? I know a lot of times my winning looks to other people like losing, but that doesn't, I don't care. Um, that's my Taoist bias. But I was like, okay, so what I've been doing for the past 46 years is practicing like bouncing back to being in control. I didn't really know that's what I was doing. My boyfriend Zeke always joked. He's like, you're like a cat. Like you always you always land on your feet. And I remember after I went to rehab and everything, and I was starting to like, come back from that. And I'm still not fully, because I don't think I'm ever going to be, because I'm going somewhere totally different, somewhere that I didn't even expect. But anyways, he's like, it took you a while this time. And I was like, well, I fell off the Empire State Building. It's been a little bit, but it's all about coming back to me. Um, and I'm not past being like I'll get in that moment where I'm like, they're doing something I don't like. And then I'm like, oh wait, what am I doing? What am I staring at them doing something I don't like? Am I listening and believing the thing that they're doing to me that I don't like? And this all gets weird when you're talking about spirituality, and we're talking about like actual physical harm, and there's layers upon life is fucking complicated, and sometimes I have to keep it simple. But by and large, at any point in time, if somebody is doing something I don't like, I look somewhere else, because somewhere else there's something going on that maybe I do like, you know, or I look inside and I'm like, well, why don't I like that? Like, are the words coming out of somebody's mouth physically harming me? And the only time that that I feel them is when I own those words too. You're a shitty mother. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me anymore. Like, that's one that I've had to work really hard on. Um, hearing, yeah, I've actually heard that. um, and it doesn't mean anything anymore because I reject that. Like, that's not true about me. I'm a good mother. And so when somebody else says it, it doesn't have an impact. So I get what I'm kind of saying is this bouncing back happens quicker and quicker when I realize that I'm the one in control um, of responding to my environment. So really I'm saying in a long way what is said in memes, but I know a lot of times even I will share a meme, and sometimes after, like, I'll see the meme a year later and I'll be like, oh my goodness, I understand that in a whole different way than I did when I posted it. Like, it's what I love about memes. Thank you, I guess, millennials. I don't know. Um, but it's like the sooner that I come back to my center and figure out what I can do and how I can respond, whether I accept or reject what is coming at me, the better I feel almost immediately. You know what I mean? Um, and I just, over the years, I bounce back quicker and quicker and quicker. It's just, what's the difference? What is the difference now? Now I know. Like, now I know. Oh, I'm not like, and it's not, maybe control isn't the right word, but I'm in here. This, it, the, throughout all of the fucking tragedy that I've been through, and I've been through a lot. Like, I was also thinking a little bit this morning, like, why me? But not in the weird way. Like, why have I gone through all this shit? Rape that resulted in pregnancy, that resulted in abortion, when I was pro-life, like very much pro-life, so then it was like a complete change of that. Um, Multiple miscarriages. So then I had infertility. I thought I would never be a mother. Then I had a high risk pregnancy when I finally did get pregnant. And then I kind of wanted a divorce. I was thinking about it, and then I had a surprise pregnancy and I was like, okay, awesome. This is what we're doing now. And then I had a divorce and it was ugly. And then I had a child custody, like, it was just fighting for like 8 years of me to prove, like, no, I'm okay. And then I ended up drinking too much and I wasn't okay. And then I lost my kids, and then I write to the court and they ignore me. And like, why did I go through all this? And the thing is, like, um, through all of it, it's like, it was all teaching me that there was a constant in there, a constant that was always okay. Like, there was a light that never went out. I even tried to put it out. And the thing is even if I had been successful at suicide, it still wouldn't have gone out. Now I know it just would have been somewhere else, right? It's like this never ending fucking little light inside us just keeps going and going. And, you know, nobody can put that light out. Like, that's the one constant. All of that stuff happened to my body, right? Like, even the rape, like, that happened to my body. But me internally, my higher self and all of that, and I know this all in retrospect, and um I wouldn't tell someone like minutes after that happened. You know what I mean? That I don't know, I could see people taking this that way. But looking back on it, like, okay, that happened to my body. But I was always in here intact. That's not, you can't touch that. And the more that I figure that out, oh my God, you can take my kids away. You can, like, I can have my house flood, I can lose my house. And which that happened to me too. um, and I didn't know all of this at the time that it was going on. So it was like, this is happening and I don't like it. This is happening and it's not right. And it's like pointing at everything outside of me, because I thought those things outside of me were what made me who I was. I'm a mom to kids. I finally bought a house. Like, I can finally maybe be seen as successful. It's just, and this vision that I saw was fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? Because, like, if now I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I'm trying to point at something that makes me not feel okay. So I need to go as deep as I need to go in to make sure that I'm okay. So that I'm okay here, because I'm gonna end up looking fucking crazy trying to scream about what it is that I don't like out here, and it doesn't mean that you don't affect change of things that aren't right. Or if people are causing harm or something like that. But I find that leading by example and just being a decent fucking human being who's thoughtful changes more than screaming about things you see that you don't think are right. And there's something in that. I don't know. I'm getting something out of it. Maybe I need to ruminate on it more to figure out exactly what it is. But I thought that was a hilarious vision. And I use myself as an example, because, like, I've been there and I still get there sometimes. Like, but I don't like this. I don't like this. And then just screaming like a wild, crazy banshee about what I didn't like landed me in a fucking mental hospital and then a rehab and, years of recovery and awakening. So, hey, it all worked out and it had to serve some kind of purpose, right? I mean, like, I went through it. So I have a bunch of examples of being able to navigate through some pretty difficult shit. And even all that is just a story, it's just a story that surrounds me. There's still this one constant that has remained unchanged, like that I can still feel the awareness behind me that is the same as it was when I was a little kid. And it doesn't speak really. Like, I have guides and I get feelings from, and I believe we're all one. I've said that before. It's, I think it's easier for us to conceptualize, like, guides and all of that. It's all, anyway, but when I talk about getting messages, it's kind of like a feeling. And then I have to almost like clumsily shape it with this like mouth blah sound thing that we do, like, because that's the only way that I can translate it, because we don't have ESP yet. I mean, maybe we just don't know how to use it. And the clumsy way that I can explain how I bounce back quicker is that I stop pointing at things that I don't like, and I figure out, I check myself, and then I lead by example. So anyway, that's my share for the day. I hope you have a great day on Earth. Peace. Namaste.